You don't need a man. You need a mindset. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about the 4 things you need to always be building, regardless of if you are in a good relationship or not, or if you're single. But most importantly, if you're in a relationship that you can't fully trust or lean into, these are the 4 things you need to have in the background. Always be working on it. Never stop investing in yourself. Are you ready? Because when you do these 4 things, you're going to actually feel stability within yourself, and then you'll be able to make a decision if you actually want to stay in the relationship. Because right now you might be feeling stuck. But if you do these 4 things, you're going to take your personal power back. Okay, let's get started. So 4 things I did before I left the ex and before I became financially independent, because I worked with him. So here's the thing. You don't want to get complacent, even though it's the easy option. Okay? Abusers love to see a woman get complacent, because when a woman's complacent, she's losing her power. She's letting a man do things for her. And yes, there's a time where you can fully lean into somebody, but man, oh man, if you know in your gut you can't fully lean into this human and trust, man or woman. But I am a lesbian who loves women, and I love to think that women don't do this type of shit, but of course they do. We're all humans, right? But no matter what, if you feel you're with a partner and you can't fully lean into trusting them, but they want you to throw all your eggs in their basket and fully trust them, fully depend on them. Maybe they put you in a cycle of abuse and they buy your love. After they're done abusing you, they try to give you things to quote unquote make up for it. Or something's just not right in this relationship. You know what it is. It's a feeling in your body that's just not quite right. Something's not right. Something's not safe. Maybe you feel you're doing something that you don't want to really do. You've been conforming to fit a certain mold. You've been making yourself small. You've been denying yourself of your true desires. Whatever it is for you, something doesn't feel right in your relationship. Here's what you need to be building. 1, your self-esteem. So important. When you are abused, or are you in a less than happy situation, your self-esteem is the first to go. When this person treats you good, you feel good about yourself, but when this person, your partner, treats you bad, you feel like nothing. You have been taught and conditioned by them to find your value and validation and their opinion, how their mood is that day. Because if you're not walking on eggshells and something happens to go wrong, it's going to be all your fault and you're not good enough. Your self-esteem is getting crushed by this person. So how do you build your self-esteem on your own when you're with someone who's literally sucking the fucking life out of you? Well, first of all, you could just not be with that person. But of course, if you're afraid to just make that drastic move, build your own self-esteem first, okay? So listen to positive things. You're listening to something right now that is positive, that is impacting your mind, that is making you feel that you are worthy of love and of success in your life. Listen to positive things. Fill your cup. Read positive books. Turn off trash TV. Turn off listening to friends who make you feel like you're unworthy or less than them. Listen to things that pump you up. Listen to happy music. Stop listening to country music that is old and sad and drains you and sucks life out of you. Stop listening to rap music that devalues women. Listen to music like Queen Irby that lifts you up. It's manifestations in her rap. And Tony Jones, listen to that. Lift yourself the fuck up. You take responsibility to build your own self-esteem. Take yourself to the gym. Take yourself on dates. Build that back up. Look in the mirror and remember who you are. See that person who's still there. Oh my God, another notification coming in when I'm recording a podcast. The universe, I love it. So for those of you who haven't listened to previous episodes, I do this thing where I have notifications come in daily to myself that remind me of my worth, who I am, and the money I want to make in this world, and that people love me and they love my personal brand. And I'm telling you, the more I believe this, the more money flows in with ease. So I'm going to read you what just popped up on my phone. This notification says, I love you. You are carried. I give to you abundantly. Love, Sky Daddy, with a little emoji with the $ in its mouth. Sass, sass, sass. So the first thing about this is I love you, being reminded that you are loved by the universe, that you are carried and provided for, and that you are given to abundantly, that there's always enough from Sky Daddy. That's how I like to refer from God. I learned that from my friend, Reverend Sydney Fenn. Sometimes I refer to God as Sky Mommy or universe or source or God or Jesus, but ultimately Sky Daddy is the funniest, sassiest name that I love to give to my higher power. And, yeah, if you want to set that notification in your phone right now, I'll say it one more time. It's I love you. You are carried. I give to you abundantly. Love, Sky Daddy, with the little money emoji. Okay. So actually, that's a really good one. Let's add that to that. Set these affirmative reminders in your phone, and that will help you build your self-esteem. I swear. Like, it will help you change the beliefs about yourself, because the beliefs about yourself were ingrained in you since you were a child. And a belief is just a thought you think over and over. So stop thinking it over and over and replace it with new beliefs. You're not that scared little girl anymore. You get to choose your own belief system. You get to choose your own beliefs. So start now. There is no reason why it's 2023 and you should be living in the past. Tip number 2, always be building your personal bank account. Do not share everything with your spouse or your partner. Always have your own bank account, your own safety deposit box, just in case. Like, I know that's not what a lot of people advise, especially growing up in the Christian church, evangelical church. It was advised like that you always share everything and that you make divorce really hard. The truth is, over half, like 60% of marriages end in divorce, even Christian marriages. You have to protect yourself. Oh my freaking God, please. For the love of yourself, or survival or peace of mind, please freaking have your own bank account and start adding to it consistently. Do not just put something in there and leave it. Like, every time you earn money, give yourself a percentage that you're committed to putting in your own bank account. Save it for a rainy day. Beyond this, build your own stocks that are in your name. Build your own cryptocurrency. Like, I'm not giving financial advice, but like, talk to a financial advisor and start building your own assets outside of you and your partner. Number 3, always be building your personal skill set. Learn new things. What do I mean by this? You're like, Sophia, I am like a 45-year-old mom. I've lived my life for my kids. I'm scared to leave. I'm scared to build my personal brand. I'm scared to do what I need to do because I haven't kept up with my skills. It's actually not that hard. You can listen to podcasts, ebooks. You can listen to YouTube videos that teach you things. You can enroll in online courses. You could hire a coach like me that could help you get your personal brand off the ground in a matter of a couple of months. Build your personal skill set. Learn how to do things. Hire people to teach you and consume content that empowers you and makes you feel like you're learning something. There's always new things to learn. This content creator economy is always evolving. You need to immerse yourself in it. If you haven't already subscribed to this podcast, because we talk about mindset and growth on social media and personal branding tips, immerse yourself in it. Whatever your skill set is, immerse yourself in it. Subscribe to podcasts and consume content that will teach you something and build you up. So important. So if you know that you were accountant, but you don't practice that anymore, and you want to get into building your personal brand so that people can hire you as an accountant, but you don't even know where to start because you haven't built that skill set up and kept it up for years, just start watching YouTube videos. Start training yourself at home. Start using your spare time to build yourself up. Not just your self-esteem, not just your bank account, but your skill set. And lastly, of course, your personal brand. I would have been up a creek without a fucking paddle if I didn't have a personal brand when I left the man. Not that he was a bad guy, but I left with nothing but the things that were mine coming into the relationship. And thank God I built a personal brand. Now, of course, I always share with you guys authentically my pitfalls, building a personal brand based off of entertainment rather than education and helping and providing a service, which social media is what I've always done, social media consulting and management. I actually did this for my ex-partner and did that on his brand. And I kept my Instagram and TikTok very playful, amassed a huge following, entertaining people, creating very shareable viral content, only to realize that a personal brand is valuable and people want to buy from you. Now, you can build a personal brand based on entertainment and get brand deals. Yes, that is true. That is true. I'm not saying it's not. But there was something that wasn't making me feel like I was living to my full potential about continuing down that path. I want what I do to be purposeful. I want what I do to change lives. And for me, it wasn't making silly videos anymore. Although silly videos can be a strategy, I'm not discounting them. But building your personal brand is a backup plan. Building your personal brand is something that no one can take away from you. Building a personal brand is building social equity, an asset that is yours, a piece of real estate on the internet, on social media. Build your social equity relentlessly, because no matter what you decide to do with it later, or you need to do with it later, even if you don't need to do with it something with it now, you will have that as your backup plan. I swear to you, you could leave your partner and decide to go be a yoga teacher, and you will get a job if your personal brand on Instagram shows you being a good yoga teacher. Even if you're working for someone else, your personal brand is so important. I don't care what you do. It needs to be polished. It needs to be you showing up to your full potential, who you really are, standing in your power, owning your truth, and sharing what you know with the world. Build it. Don't waste a day building it. I am so glad I did. And even though I didn't do everything right in those moments, I was able to pivot my personal brand. A personal brand is an asset. Maybe you followed me for a long time. You're still listening to this podcast. You followed me for one thing, but now you're following me for another because you like me, because you trust me, because I've built a personal brand built on authenticity. You've been here for their journey. Someone wants to be on yours. Someone wants to trust you and buy from you. If you're ready to invest in yourself and change your world, you've got to go to the show notes. You've got to download my ebook. It's 100% completely free. It's called How to Get What You Want. And when you're ready to actually quit negotiating with yourself and quit making excuses, you will go get what you want. Read the ebook, and then DM me on Instagram and tell me what you thought of it and how it's affected you and what's your plan. What is your plan to build yourself? Are you going to take these 4 tips and actually fucking do something with them? Because there is one thing. You can consume content. That's one thing. But another whole thing is actually doing the work and doing the shit and doing the thing to make the change. And I know it's scary, and it's even scarier to keep consuming content that challenges you, because it's making you more aware of the irreconcilable differences with your soul, purpose, and what you're actually doing. You're becoming very aware that there's just some dis-ease here. How do you get rid of that? You take action. Build your self-esteem, build your bank account, build your personal skill set, build your personal brand. And lastly, let me end with a personal branding tip. So when someone goes to your Instagram, your highlights need to actually show a little bit of who you are and your personality, but only as few highlights as you could possibly put up there. The other ones need to be strictly about what you do and how you help people or resources you provide. These do not need to be like Christmas memories. These do not need to be vacation memories. That is fun to share in the moment in your stories, right? Because we want to always show up as our authentic selves and show up in the moment. But when people look at your Instagram highlights, it needs to be resources they can find easily to work with you and know what you're about. Okay, so go do an audit of your Instagram stories right now. See if there's something that you can subtract from the equation, because the clearer you are with who you are and how you show up when people are finding you for the first time and they don't want to see pictures of your family for Christmas, they want to understand why they would follow you, what value you bring to the table. Those are the only highlights you need to have. Okay? Harsh, but true. Go build your personal brand. Go do the thing. And go to the show notes. That's where all the goods are. I'm Sophia Spallino, the host of Social Equity. Thanks for listening to the podcast and sharing it with your friends. If you got value from this episode, be sure to subscribe and listen to more episodes about mastering your entrepreneur mindset, making more money with your personal brand, manifesting your dream social media audience, and living a life doing what you love, like truly love every day. And if you love the show but don't know who I am or why you could take my advice to heart and implement my strategies and tips, allow me to introduce myself. I am a social media coach and agency founder. I have spent over 8 years in the social media space and amassed over 333,000 followers across platforms like TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, as well as hosting a top charting podcast. I am not gatekeeping the goods. I want to share my tips to help you build social equity. What's social equity? It's a little term I coined. Let's break it down. Social, in this case, short for social media. Equity, the value of an engaged online community, an asset you are building for yourself. I love helping women build social equity and watching you unapologetically take up space online and leverage your personal brand to directly earn revenue or support another revenue stream. Yes, you can strategically attract people who love to follow you on social media, believe what you say, and love to buy from you. If you're ready to stop hitting walls, take inspired action, and manifest social media success, there are 2 ways to work with me. You can hire me as your personal coach or work with me and my agency. If you want to learn how to make strategic, beautiful content and grow your brand, you can do it. I can teach you. Join my one-on-one, on-demand coaching support program to get access to me and social media lessons in real time. When you're inspired, at your own pace, I am a text away. Plus, you'll get weekly Zoom lessons. Whether you're a novice at creating or need strategic support overcoming a plateau, I can help you level up your mindset and personal brand. Apply for VIP access in the show notes. You can also book a single session if you started your personal or business social media journey and just feel stuck. Now, if you don't have time to make strategic, beautiful content, but you know you need to have a pristine social media presence, me and my team of social media stylists at Legacy the Agency can do it for you with excellence. As a perfectionist, I've had trouble letting go of doing everything myself, and I can promise you, you will scale faster and achieve so much more if you hire the right people. We are the right people, and we do things with excellence. Learn how Legacy the Agency works by going to legacytheagency.com or by visiting the link in the show notes. When you do that, you can book a clarity call on legacytheagency.com, and that will include a social media audit of what you currently have going on. Be sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Sophia Spallino. And lastly, if you feel yourself come alive and get excited to take radical responsibility for building your social equity, share the show with a friend and leave a 5-star rating and kind review wherever you listen to podcasts. Because with a positive mindset and a personal brand, I believe all things are possible. So get up and go get what you want.